Hello and welcome to Banished. We have a new kind of mod here and we're going to be playing with that today. So let's set up a new map. Let's keep it medium, and it doesn't have as many selections on some things, but I found that the planes will work out pretty good here. Let's keep the hard and disasters on and see if we can find a decent name here. Okay, let's give it a couple turns there and get that going. So as you can tell, it has a little bit of a different tune so far to this game. It's kind of this is gonna be interesting. It's totally different. As you're looking down here, it's looking pretty vanilla. Let's get our stuff going on here. Let's get a little bit of a map. Wow, that's a map. Okay, so we have our river stuff down here. That's gonna make things kind of interesting. So probably not too much fishing here, unfortunately. Kind of have a slight hill to here. Let's also get our professions up. So not a ton of professions here, but a little bit different. So normally have our normal wooden houses, stone houses. However, they are different. We got a little bit of a different texture, and same with the stone, but they are the same kind of designs. And our boarding house, so a lot of them have two kinds of roofs going on. Got our normal storage barn. Here's our market we'll have to do, and our trading post, which we'll have to stick somewhere down here. Likewise, you have just a couple little variations of schoolhouse. There's the different roof type. Hospital has two kinds of the roof types. Our town hall, a little bit upgraded with some textures as well. Nothing for the chapel. And our fishing's slightly different. Our hunting cabin is a nice little thing there. And I really like the gatherer's hut, and also go back. Oh, we'll have to find the herbalist in here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Got some nice little potted plants and such there. Our woodcutter is different. I really like that, as opposed to the angular sides. Our lumber mill is pretty interesting too. Unfortunately, can't go on the water, but forest lodge is pretty similar. Blacksmiths are similar, just different roof there, and different roofs for the tailor. This looks similar to the brewer tavern in the set that would go along the water, but that is not a waterside. Very similar to our mine and quarry, but all the good stuff down here. This is different. Collect flowers and fodder, wild food, copper. Which, if we go and look over here, we have stone and iron, and we have copper sitting out here. So we can mine or gather some of it up on top. But here's the whole thing that's different. So here's the whole red ketchup stuff. He has put together the little houses, which are pretty decent in price for the cost of them. So different variations of that, and then you can go and get different textures for it. Some do cost a little bit of different resources there. Like we got just lumber and stone and lumber and stone. But we can at least get a good variety of stuff here. And then we have the multi-level such, so we can do the traditional one-story thing there, but have it be different textures. Got different roofs on here. And then, yeah, so you can kind of plan what you want, but obviously this is going to take a little bit of time. So lumber, stone, iron, glass, and roof tiles. Same with our second stories. And third stories there. So it just kind of depends on what you may want to make your city look like here. So we got different barns. That does look like the normal storage barn thing, and then he has it graduated so we can get something smaller, fit them in different spaces, which I had always found pretty useful. Got a granary. It's just going to store the food. We have a root cellar, which I think is in one of the mega mods. And we have something different in here for fodder. So a couple things do use fodder. I know you need it to make the apiaries. Nice little barn to just go out in the forest area. And we have a different market, a little bit smaller size. That has a decent radius, but it's nice if you need to have something fit in a little bit of a smaller area, even though that one is a little larger radius. So that, this will open up into our stockpiles, so you can have specific stuff, stockpiles in the areas that you want them to go into. Not sure if you have to have that in certain places or not. A little update to the well. He included the nice Gargantuan Cathedral, which holds 800 people. So that's definitely really nice for a large city. And we got a little bit of difference to it, so you can have it be angled or not. Look to it. Lighthouse. Got a water tower in there and a watermill. Okay. So that will work. Just has a one tile, and that will be for your flour. So onto the food, we have a really nice looking creamery here. Kind of like taking the components of the other two red and white buildings from previous versions and sticking them together. And there's our bakery. It looks like some of these have just one kind of roof, but this I think is my favorite. Of course, they're always a little bit difficult to see when you're trying to preview it, but we have an open window. You can see through it. It's a much nicer version. So that's going to be seedlings, and I guess you can also do vegetable gardens in there, which will be very nice. We may have to use these in various locations because we don't have much river. So here's the apiary. You can see it has the wood icon and the fodder icon. So this is the only type that we have of apiary, so that is going to be needed, which will be interesting as well. So that is a really cool building, and I just placed that down. You can tell I haven't played in a while. And the last bit that I think was in here, Okay, yeah, the drying shack. Also very interesting there. That sultry, there's actual salt pits that we can get, so we can preserve meats and salt meats and dry them. So fodder farms, we'll need that so we can collect the hay and such, or there's like the general collection. And that's also very interesting. A couple little variations of stables. So also in this version we can collect flowers. So I'm not sure if just the florist it's just okay, gather the flowers, and then there's a perfumery that you can make perfume from the flowers. Here's our version of the sand pit that we'll need a lot of for the glass, and also the clay. We have a kiln. Oh, and definitely this one's kind of neat. A nice little building for our glasswares. Most of these have only one variation. There's our salt mine, which also is nice. It's going to just take up a little bit of space. And then we have our above ground different kinds of mines as well. And this one is interesting. It's a random one, so it's just going to dig, and you're going to, I assume, maybe get iron, stone, copper, maybe some gems. Because I'm assuming that's how you have to get gems. We have our foundry. It is really nice there. We have our jewelry maker, so thus there's got to be some sort of gems, because we also have a gem cutter. And these are also really nicely done buildings. So it seems like this river's gonna get used up a lot. I'm not sure if we can stick stuff along here, and then this is probably gonna get used up too, because our sand and clay has to be on a shoreline, and we have to have a trader on a shoreline. Luckily we don't have to use the founder or the wood chopping to get the lumber. We don't have to have that be on a river as well. But definitely the clay and the sand pits. And if we wanted to do fishing, however, the fishing pond is going to be pretty nice to have it just be up on land somewhere. Let's see about this. So sand pit, we could get it on the little stream river thing here. Of course, with all of these little streams and such, it will be quite difficult. So let's get these people started. I thought we didn't start with any animals, but I guess we do start with something here. So we have 8 people, well, 8 adults, 9 kids. That will... not a lot of laborers. So let's look at, so the beginning, we need lumber for these guys, so we're not going to be able to do those houses quite yet. We have no wood, no stone, and stone houses. Oh, these stone houses, they actually take iron. Granted, our iron is on above ground too, and I don't think we're divvying up the ore and then smelting it and all that stuff, but so trader here, probably pretty good. This does seem like the way the resources are, I'm gonna have to plan things out a little bit better. This top corner over here seems like it will be pretty nice. So we're going to use up the shoreline, and we want to use up the stream probably up here, so I'm assuming probably a bunch of our houses and buildings and stuff are going to be here, so maybe I need to get the forester and gatherer and stuff set up over this direction. This is kind of bare over here. Okay, so let's get a couple houses down here. And in this playthrough, I was hoping to get as much nomads in as possible. Really don't know how this is going to go. Not sure if we're going to run into bugs. This is a beta version. It's beta 0.8. So there is some testing and stuff still being done. And so I have no idea if I'll run into any problems at any point. And we'll just have to see about that. I probably want to try to plan for a double road somewhere in here, because we'll probably make this be a big part of town. I don't want them doing too many roads here, but just kind of planning it out a little bit. Probably will need this to go all the way over here so I can get the foresty people set up. So we got just the potatoes. Still, I wish you can use those potatoes to plant more stuff. Speaking of, let's give it a little thing here. We have no seeds, okay. But we do have chickens over there. So we do need them to have some sort of pasture kind of thing. So, if I'm going to keep town stuff here, I am going to have to remember that if I'm putting shoreline type of things, the sand pits, the clay pits, I'm going to need to keep some of my industry stuff. I might have my industry stuff buildings around here, like the glass makers and such. And maybe further up here have some of my mining stuff, but have my concentration of buildings here. If all the work stuff is kind of around this river and stream, then having houses kind of in the middle would work out pretty good. That would also mean that I might be able to fit some farming stuff down here eventually, while keeping some of the stuff along the shoreline. So I'd like to have the farming stuff over here, but I think the best thing to do is take care of some of this open space and just put the pasture down here, and then I can move it later. So let's try to make it a decent size. We're gonna need a couple builders, and we're gonna need a little bit of food probably collected as well here. Let's get a little bit of food. Let's also get wood from here, because this will get cleared out. We're gonna need some stone. Not too much right around here. We'll also need our stockpile stuff. I think for right now I will go with the normal stockpile and see how that goes. Okay, so let's get that started there while we let them kind of do what they need to do. So we're going to need our forester lodge. We want to keep it away from the shoreline a little bit. And if we can, keep it along the road. so Forester, and we'll need our Gatherer's hut. Okay, that is not the Gatherer's hut. There we go. Alright, so I do like the other version in the Mega Mods for the Forester, but that is a nice texture. Those are both nice textures there. And we are going to need a storage. We got our little storage cart, and we don't want that all the way over there. So let's try one of the little Forester barns. There we go. And we can put that across the way. Let's also extend, if we can see the road here. Alright, hopefully that is pretty decent. So it's early springtime, and all this stuff is kind of coming in. I got a whole bunch of different kind of greenery things on the ground. So with the collecting flowers, I'm assuming there's going to be stuff around here on the grounds, and we'll have to see how that works out. We have probably want only a couple builders. Let's pause those. And I gotta find my stuff over here. Let's also get that paused. That paused. And that one too. So they've already taken out some of their tools and such there. Okay, we're getting a little bit of wood finally. Let's go and get this sped up. And we're gonna have a little bit of stone also down here. We need just a little, like half the stone compared to the wood, so it's really the wood stuff that we're gonna need to get done. So let's have them increase that. Oh, there we go. So there is some flowers and grass and stuff, which maybe this is like some grains, some wild grains or something. We'll have to see about that. But at least right here, it's pretty cleared out. Okay, so we just need our wood collected so we can get a couple houses. We will need a woodcutter eventually. Let's see, there's our woodcutter. Let's have it be close to them, but not too close. Let's get all the houses together. So this is the one that's actually getting worked on. And as you can see, as it's getting a little out of winter time, this has a pretty different texture for ground and such around here, which will make for a little bit of a different gameplay on this Peaks Plain map. Fortunately, I know that they decided on this map, of course, again, let's go ahead and put in all of the roads first before we do anything else too. So that of course is pretty good. Okay, let's just get the two people working on that one. I know I'd like to have the Gatherer's hut probably done after that, and then the pasture. We need to get some food. They have collected a little bit of roots there and mushrooms and berries. Okay. And apparently fodder thatch will go into a stockpile as well. I didn't tell them to collect it, so I don't know if that has anything to do with cutting down trees and then that happens. I'm not sure. But we probably will need to have a little bit of that, okay, taken care of. So there's a lot of it. It would also make for nice kind of just greenery around. But it will come and go, I imagine, with the seasons, so it wouldn't be something that would stick around. No decorations in this pack, but with the flowers and the thatch, that does add a bit to the scenery of the whole place. We need people to collect a little bit more because I need to see how much more wood we may or may not need to grab. And the stone is getting placed. Okay, we must not have picked up too much stone. We have some up here, and I know there's some that I marked for collecting up there as well. So there's our first house, and it is pretty full. So next, let's get the pasture done. They've got the wood already for it, so we should be able to just knock that one out pretty quickly. Where did our stuff go? There was chickens here. Oh, there they are. They're just wandering. That's kind of weird. I've always seen them be stationary in previous games and stuff. I hope they're not like going away or something. Because they're kind of running in a row. That is really odd. And it's going to be really, really hard to follow them through the thing here. And they're not actually there. Oh, shoot. How strange. There was chickens there, yet we can't place anything there. That's at least the way it's worked on previous games. If you have your starting spot and there's animals sitting there next to your cart and stuff, that's your animals to put in a pasture. Unless it just had a limited amount of time or something, I'm not sure about that. Okay, so removing that stuff. Our forest lodge is there. Our barn is kind of across from it. Our gatherer's hut's right next to it. We are going to need a stockpile over here as well. Do I just try to use some of his stuff here? Storage. And this is all the special stuff, so I should be able to put this here. And we'll see if logs will start working there. We need food. We really, really, really need food. Okay. Let's go ahead and collect food. Grab some of that there. Grab some of that there. They should have collected a lot of the stone and such. I bet that this house also put a bunch of... Yeah, they took 400 potatoes. Oh, that is ridiculous when they do that. I mean, I've seen them take 100 or something or another, but that's just way too much. Alright, so let's get this barn started next, because we're going to need a place for all the gatherers to go, because, well, we're going to need food. let's get 3. I think for right now. Oh, we are in autumn. That sucks. I actually need to get another house done up here. As much as I want to get the barn and such going. Let's also get the other... Well, we don't have to remove anything from here. We have our logs, we have the stone. We just need the builders to build it. I'm just gonna put another in the gatherer's hut and just leave it at 4. Just because we're gonna need the food, and well, the next houses are probably gonna take a whole bunch of this stuff out as it is. Ugh. You greedy people. I wonder if they take more just because they have more stuff. Okay, so you can still upgrade the wooden houses. That's a good thing too. And there they take a whole bunch of the stuff there, of course. So we do have some stuff. It's just in people's houses. There they go, take a whole bunch of that as well. So we are down to 8 tools and 2 coats because we've had a couple children born. We probably really badly need this now. And we're gonna need a person there, and we're gonna need a little more wood. So let's make sure we get some of this close stuff. So we're gonna need wood to build it, and then firewood because, well, we don't have anything here. Fortunately, our gatherer is going to have to go all the way down the road to the cart. Okay, so the little bit that they've gotten is, well, decent for the season. I hope that it'll be like other previous games where they might get 200 of each kind of thing. Well, we got 200 berries. Hopefully it'd be much higher than that. So let's get a person there. And hopefully then we can survive the winter. So let's also get another little stockpile here. I'm just gonna stick it too small. Okay, let's just stick it behind there. And then hopefully they'll just go ahead and stick the firewood in after they're done. I might have to go over here or over by where the forester will be. They have gathered some copper ore as well. I didn't tell them to pick up everything, but I don't know. That's interesting. But at least they pick up everything. So, oh, it is iron ore. Yikes. Okay. Well, that is going to make for an interesting thing if I'm going to have to take all this iron ore and make it into iron so that I can even do any of these other things. I mean, I got stone, and the other thing does not look like iron ore, so I'm assuming it's iron. So a lot of our stuff we're going to need to gather a bunch of resources, well, get our food under control and such, get our renewable resources going, and then start digging in for the iron and glass to be able to get to anything else. But that is the gist of of this, and it's a little different, a little more challenging, it seems to me. It's just going to be a different kind of chain of events that you have to get in order to get to a different finished product. Yeah, we'll see how this series goes. Thanks for watching. See you next time.